Hello class 8, welcome in our e-learning class. Now in our previous class we have started the chapter understanding secularism. We have come to know what is secularism and why it is important to separate religion from state. Now come to page number 20, we will start from this second paragraph. Another reason that it is important to separate religion from the state underlined state in democratic societies is because we also need to protect the freedom of individuals to exit from their religion, embrace another religion, or have the freedom to interpret religious teachings differently. Meaning of freedom to interpret, it is given over here. Come to this glossary part, it is given the independence that all persons shall have to understand things in their own way. In the context of this chapter, it refers to a person's liberty to develop their own understanding and meaning of the religion they practice. That means they must understand the things in their own way. Somebody is saying, so you have to follow that one. No. You can also understand that what is the correct sayings of your religion, which you must be follow, or which you must follow, and which you must ignore, which you must avoid. That you have to understand on your own. And moreover, in this context of this chapter, it refers to a person's liberty to develop their own understanding and meaning of the religion they practice. You have to understand your religion. You have to find out the positive sides of your religion. You have to understand the drawbacks of your religion, and you have to just throw away or cut off that drawbacks from your way of practicing your religion, and you have to just uplift the positive sides of the religion that you are practicing. So to understand this point better, let us take the practice of untouchability. About untouchability, you know that previously it was just quite prevalent in ancient India. So children, as I was saying, that is in ancient India, the Brahmins, they just behaved, or they just treated these non-Brahmins or the people who belong to the Dalit families very harshly. They didn't allow them to enter in the temples. They didn't allow them to take water from the public wells, and they just forget about touching them. These Brahmins, they even didn't step on the shadows of these people who belong to these Dalit families, or these non-Brahmin families, or these lower caste families. So just let's read that what would happen. To understand this point better, let us take the practice of untouchability. You might feel that you dislike this practice within Hinduism, and therefore you want to try and reform it. However, if state power were in the hands of those Hindus who support untouchability, then do you think that you would have an easy task to try and change this? Never, never. Just you have heard about that practicing of that Shati system, where though what to say, when the husband had died, at that time the widow, she was also burned alive along with the dead body of the husband. So do you think that at that time this system was supported by all the Hindus? No. There must have been people like Rammohn Roy and Vidyasagar, that they had also felt it in their heart that this practice is really a brutal one, a cruel one. But they didn't have the power to protest. They also belonged to Hindu family. They also just followed the Hindu religion, but they didn't have the courage. They didn't have that boldness to protest against this horrible practice of this Shati system. So similarly here also, how can we just think, no, that if the dominant people, they are just thinking of following this practice of untouchability, even if I am also a Hindu, how can I just protest? So even if you were part of the dominant religious group, you might face a lot of resistance from fellow members of your community. These members who have control of state power might say that there is only one interpretation of Hinduism and that you do not have the freedom to interpret this differently. So the people who are having much authority, they would say no, you cannot behave like this way, you have to follow what is there in Hinduism. So children, in our next class we will come to the next part, what is Indian secularism. Still then, stay at home and read properly. Bye.